Hey everyone, so here we are, and I have Hilde with me, who made and performed the amazing work called Dance for Satan. Hilde, congratulations! I love the work, it's so strong.
Thank you.
I'm sure everybody agrees at home. Dance for Satan, could you tell us a little bit about that title?
Yes, I mean, it's originally a Danish title. And in Danish, when you say for Satan after something, it means kind of do it for fuck's sake. So in
Love
English,
it.
it could be like dance for fuck's sake.
Awesome.
And it's about somehow how to deal with your sexuality and your gender. And then one of the things, especially in Scandinavia, that I experience is that the culture is quite aggressive. It's like just go fuck whoever you want and do whatever, which is great, but also you have to learn how to deal with your own personal boundaries when the outside boundaries are moldering.
Totally.
So it's playing up on this demand, which is a big freedom, and at the same time also a big challenge can be.
And
yeah.
On this, on that note, with this demand and this forwardness, you tackle it with such humor and such quirkiness. You know, it's not just in your face; it's also super accessible and funny. And that brings me to the first text that is written. Could you maybe tell me a little bit about the Pokemon in relation to the STDs, and how did that even come about?
That was because I was all of a sudden starting to wonder what is the difference between Pokemon Go and Tinder.
Love it.
This is because somehow with both of them you go out into the world and you just do a few finger movements and you catch little monsters. So I think it says something about the accessibility to create quick relations.
Yeah, absolutely.
So in this way, it's something that you can just gather and throw away, or yes. And again, I find this duality in it, that there's great potential. At the same time, also you have to really learn how to position yourself in relation to it, and also still, even though Scandinavia is supposedly very equal with the genders, as a woman you still get told, oh well, you're a slut then, or you're so
yeah,
it
there's
has
still stigma there.
Yeah, so you have this duality.
Yeah.
Of the, yeah.
And then, how did you approach the movement? Material is super specific. You know, like all the rhythms, the sounds, and I have my own little story going on in my head when I watch it. Could you maybe talk about the vocabulary that you came up with?
Yes, I mean, it's quite many different things in a way. Some of it is, let's call it quotes from dance training, like ballet and flying low, and some phrase, a little bit of a phrase I stole from a class, and this, and this is for me this act of copying behavior and presenting it as your own without knowing why. It's just because that's how we do it. And then some of them are more me, like the end is me trying to communicate with my body and somehow speak with it.
Yeah.
And then, for instance, the beginning is like folk, homemade folk dance, which for me is also about this trying to claim the right, but somehow it's like a little
And
bit.
also space.
Yes.
Because you're very
Yes,
strong,
I take
and
the
you're
space,
claiming the space.
and I take mine and I do it, but somehow still it's a little bit off. Again,
Unsettled? Like there's an unsettled feel?
Yes, or it's like I mean, I'm not good at. I don't know folk dance, so it's like this trying to do something that is supposed to be, bam, and then it's still.
Finding yourself
Yes,
in
exactly.
the execution of that thing.
Yeah.
And the little crown.
Yeah.
Where did this come from? Yeah, I love it. I mean,
It's again a similar thing where the idea of the princess is a royal character, so it's someone who has power and privilege. At the same time, it's also often someone who's a little bit stupid and only pretty and cannot, So So I'm playing with this projection of the female character.
I also kind of read into it subjectively. It's just me. Like, also I see, like, I'm the king of my castle. You
Yes,
know?
could also be, yes.
Yeah,
Because
which
all
I
the,
think is
yeah,
really-
it's this all the time the duality between taking the control, being in control, and being completely out of control, and being watched and being the one who's sending. It is a lot about this, yeah.
Amazing. So,
Power.
and just to wrap up, what's next for you?
Of my own work,
Yes,
or
of your
in
own
general,
work.
in
Of
my
your
own work.
What's next for you
Yes.
of your own work?
Next of my own work is I would like to make a new solo, which will be called Sort, which means black,
Great.
and it is more following on the, it's more the track of the ending of this,
Yes.
and it's a similar basic thought about like reclaiming your rights somehow, but it's more from the point of view of a body and not from a point of view as a woman.
Yeah.
And I will deal much more with this kind of epidemics of stress and
Yes.
believing that this has a lot to do with that the bodies are not listened to.
Amazing. I
So
can't
this will
wait.
be next, yes.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it.
But it will not be funny, I think.
It
But
will not be. Well,
let's
great.
see.
Let's see how
Yeah.
that goes.
Let's see if I can manage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Guys, the wonderful Hilde, thank you so much for tuning in, and we see you at the next performance.